So it's getting busy again. I had a lot of projects lined up. Most of post-production's kind of pressing me a little bit. I'm starting to see the value of just being like a niche, either being a videographer or or an editor. You can't be both. It's still tricky. So I'm gonna start pivoting away or managing projects differently. Hopefully, hey, if you're out there and you're looking for work as an editor or a videographer, reach out to me in the New York area. I love to team up. I love to network. I love to connect and build a network. It's what this. I really started this whole thing was to meet new filmmakers and videographers out there that I can learn from. I could teach. I could communicate and network with. That's what it's all about. So yeah. So reach out to me. So today's vlog, I think, has a common theme that I didn't realize until I was putting this thing together. But I'm going to show you how to do two setups using just one light. And that one light is the Aperture 60D. Not even a very strong, powerful light. But I want to show you how to do those two setups. One outdoors and one indoors. So let me show you how I did it. So today we're doing more outdoor interviews. Kind of found this shady-ass spot up here. The sun is peaking. There's little like hot spots of light here, but I tried something different. Usually I just try to find a nice open area to shoot, but this time there's too much activity at the camp. There's just noise everywhere, so I went off and sort of the more secluded area, which means a lot of tree coverage, and then I'm gonna use my battery light. I'm gonna use not the most powerful light, do the 60X, and I have it on these two batteries, just to work as a fill light or like a key light, and also separate them from the background. It was very hard to balance the exposure in the background with just the change in light, and I didn't want to set up a giant reflector like I have before. I'm just always trying new different setups and see what works and what's different. Surprisingly, that little light did a lot of work, and it filled out it was actually a pretty decent key light, and then I have hot spots on their head, so they're backlit once again. I mean, this is really just quick interviews of kids, and I know it's gonna be B-roll heavy, so it's basically just to intro them real quick and out, so they're not lingering on the shot too long. So I knew what I can get away with. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. And then again, two camera setup, A7 IV, FX6. You've seen it before. If you've seen any of my videos, I keep it pretty much the same. There's so many bugs here. It's disgusting. I'm not meant for the outdoors. But yeah, so now I did the interview portion of the day. Got that out of the way. Now I'm just gonna go around and do some B-roll. They have like an event that goes on these camps all day, and then just do like a color run at like in a couple hours. So I gotta get going and grab some B-roll of that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So cool. So we jump from outdoors indoors to this small little corporate video shoot that actually the client found me. Everyone asks me, how do you find work? How do you keep working? Sometimes you just get lucky and you're in the right place at the right time. I actually got this job from this person here, this doctor. He was actually a customer. They used to come into my father's deli when I used to work there, trying to make ends meet before I became a videographer full time. And he knew I was always interested in video, and I was made short films and all that stuff. So one morning I was on my way to a shoot. I stopped by and got breakfast at my dad's deli and got some coffee, and he walks in and we start chatting, and he's like, "Oh, so you're still doing filmmaking? You still doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having my own corporate video business now, and I'm actually on my way to a shoot." He goes, "Oh, that's great." He says, "I have a book that I'm releasing, and I need to shoot some promotional materials for social media. So do you do that?" I'm like, I absolutely can do that." So we exchanged numbers then and there, and by the end of the week I was in his office filming. And sometimes you just get lucky like that, and you just it's like playing the long game. Someone that you met years ago will, once they know you're in business, they join with you. So you just have to be kind of patient and be open, and sometimes you just get lucky like this. Now granted, this wasn't a huge paying shoot, but I took it as an opportunity to you know, trying sort of like a new lighting method. Let me see what I can do with less, because I'm not, not paying for all the bells and whistles here. Let's see what I can do with minimal gear. So here you see me setting up one camera, my FX6, and I brought my 60D light, not even my 300D, my 60D, and I put on a little aperture mini light dome, and that was it. That's how I lit the scene. I didn't use any. The light from the window was gonna be the backlight. I didn't even know what his office looked like, so this could have been a terrible idea. Luckily, he lived locally, so if I needed to get more gear, I could have just ran home. But I was like, let me see what I can do with less. And luckily, he had this like lovely bookcase back there that kind of gave a little more depth and dimension. And so we lit it that way. I kept it simple. I also knew what he was trying to go for. He just wanted to do a talking head, addressing the audience, and so I knew there wasn't going to be a need for two cameras. And then I also went and got some B-roll around the office just in case I had to cut things out, or if it was a stumble or join two things, just to cover my bases, and also keep it interesting. And then the other request he had was he needed a teleprompter. He goes, I'm not really a natural person. I like to, I'm going to write up some talking points that I want, or a script. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I have here this, I think it's called pad prompter. And I have it on a really bad, cheap photo tripod. And the tricky part is to level it to the lens, and make sure it's not, it's a pain in the butt, but it works. And then what you do is you put it on, you get your iPad, you put it flush there, and you connect it with your laptop or another device with the script, and then you can kind of control the speed and change the text and all that stuff. That way, if there's any changes on the site, you can do it, and you can control the speed based on how the client feels about it. So it's a little tricky, but it works, and I usually tend to tell clients, try and be natural on camera and try and just like kind of improvise. But more often, some are like, I just need the script. I'm not that kind of person. And you see there, like I can sort of. This is the annoying part. I wish I had one other person to kind of control the laptop and the script while I just focus on everything. But because it's such a small budget, such a quick shoot, I was like, let me just do it. And you basically, you can just time it, scroll it, whatever you need to do, change the words, you can update the script, whatever works and whatever is best for the client. It's a pretty handy piece of gear when you're in a pinch, and it works. And the cool thing about using the prompter is you'll know which takes are good once the client's like, that was good, we nailed it. So it's very easy in the edit to find the good pieces. And then once you get it right, you can just move on. So we weren't too precious with it. All in all, the shoot took maybe like 3 hours. And then I raced home and I made his edits. So sometimes it's nice to get these little small random shoots that just come out of nowhere kind of. And you do a quick fast turnaround. And again, you can see for audio, I had him laved up and I had the boom mic. I wasn't sure which one would be best. I think I ended up going with the boom, but I always like to have redundancies, and I always like to have coverage. And I think I framed the mic low, so that way you don't really see it. But here's how the shot came out. Oh yeah, just simple side lighting, one light, the background. This is some B-roll that I grabbed around the office. I was able to move that light around. Very simple. It still has a little contrast, so it's not so flat looking. And that was it. So sometimes less is more, and you don't have to overdo it. So, but yeah, I'm not trying to like be lazy or anything like that. I just want to be efficient. And when the job calls for it, then you bring out all the bells and whistles. But if it's things like this, quick little talking heads, you can do a lot with little. So I think that's it for this vlog. I'm gonna try and pump out. I have so many vlogs backlogged because I've been so busy with filming and editing that I just didn't have time. Now I have a little bit of a break in between gigs, so I'm just going to try and churn these vlogs out. Hopefully you find these things interesting. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Subscribe, obviously. Love to hear from you guys. I love communicating with the community. It's been an amazing community so far. And, I'll see you guys in the next one.